Hi, and welcome to Whimsy Roo. Here, you'll find DIY projects, homeschool inspiration, activity ideas for kids, and I'll also take you along on our gardening and homesteading adventures. I'm Samantha. I consider myself multi-passionate and love everything creative, crafty, and making things beautiful. You'll also see my daughters, R and E, from time to time. We love crafting, baking, and learning together. We hope you do too. So, I'm taking down my Christmas tree, but I am not going to send it to the curb and to a landfill. I am going to take it and all of these pine needles that it dropped out into my garden. So I'm going to sweep all these up and put them in a box. And then I'm going to come outside and I'm going to use my pruners here to trim up the tree and take off all of the limbs and twigs. I'm separating them out into the needles and smaller twigs in this box, and then the larger sticks and branches I'm putting in a separate pile, and in the end I will be left with only the trunk of the tree. So I've finished stripping off the tree, and now I've got a pile of small twigs and pine needles, and a pile of bigger sticks, and one big stump or trunk or whatever. Here are the twigs. Now these are a little bit bigger because I was getting kind of tired. But down here at the bottom, we've got mostly just the needles. Over here to the side where I was working, there's probably about a quarter to a half inch of just needles down here. And this is a big trunk of the tree, all stripped down. And here's my pile of big sticks. So first, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the pine needles. So it's all the needles and small twigs that I collected from one Christmas tree, and it covered, mulched over this 2x6. I think that's what this is. I'll have to check. I think that's 2x6 flower bed, garden bed, whatever, raised bed. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. And so you can see it's a pretty good layer. So we have no bare soil. My bigger plants that might make it through the winter, might not. These are just a couple of snap peas, are still able to breathe. Some of my other ones that are going to overwinter, like this carrot, can still breathe. But for the most part, we're just keeping the ground covered. So now I am going to be getting a few more trees from a few neighbors. But I am not going to put the pine needles in every bed. Reason being is because there is a chance that it will raise the pH of my soil and make it very acidic because of the pine. And so what I'm going to do is I'm only going to put the needles in 2 beds, I think. And Then whenever spring comes and I'm getting ready to plant things, I'm going to test my soil and see if there is a difference in the pH and acidity of the soils that I put the pine needles on and the ones that I put just wood chips. So stay tuned for that. I will be posting that video, like I said, sometime early spring before I put all my plants in. But yeah, so I'm going to be getting at least 2 more trees that I will be doing a similar process of stripping and putting the needles down. So if you have a real Christmas tree that you're getting rid of, about to get rid of, or maybe you're just driving around and you see some of your neighbors having their Christmas trees out on the curb waiting for the trash to pick it up, this is something that you can do with your tree rather than letting it go to a landfill. Now, what about the rest of the tree? So let's go over the stick pile first. What could you do with a big pile of sticks? Well, there's a lot actually that you could do with a big pile of sticks. Let my 8-year-old tell you exactly what some of those things are. Okay, so what can we do with sticks?
Well, you could build a stick doll, a fairy house, bug hotel, or maybe a fairy castle or fairy hotel. You could build a tent to go camping if you had some blankets. You can do a lot with sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And you could make up your own stuff you could do with it.
Yeah.
To make some kind of a mask.
And what about this? This is going to be a whole other video, so make sure you're watching for that.